This is of me being an insomniac. That is an art project that I'm where I dance with my headphones in until I'm sweating and need a shower. It's like and I keep all my Valentine's Day decorations in here. I turned 30 years old yesterday on Juneteenth, and I just want to make a night vlog. I've never done this before, but I really like watching them, and they comfort me and make me feel good and happy. So if you just want to relax in a realistic way in a place that isn't scripted, isn't overly polished, is maybe a bit relatable and soothing, I might be your person. I want to sort of connect to people and talk about things that are more than just my hair. I have other videos on my channel about my hair so far, but I can't always be doing hair stuff. Fun fact about me, I am disabled. I was determined disabled all the way back in 2019, I think February. And I don't really think it's going to be going away. So what I have is CPTSD. My official diagnosis is PTSD. I was diagnosed when I was 13. I have terrible anxiety, mentioned that, very clear. Right now I have clinical depression, and I'm trying to beat it by making a bunch of art and going to therapy, and I'll be starting intensive therapy soon. And other things probably that I'm not thinking of right now, but as we get to know each other, I'll tell you about them. So, nice to meet you, like actually, this time. Let's try. Also, because I'm disabled, the reason why I mentioned that is I don't really think I have any other way to change my life. And I just want my life to be better. So I am doing this with a goal in mind and to an end. And that end is to employ myself, to maybe make people feel a bit better, to do something relaxing, and maybe to make some friends. So, welcome. It's nice to see you. I literally can't see you, but just pretend that I can. Alright. I hope to God that I'm loud enough and I'm just going to have to shoot my bank account in the face and buy myself a mic, because I struggle with my voice a lot. I have a vocal cord motion disorder, which means my vocal cords do this when I speak. They close. So it's really hard for me to project. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. That is my bedroom. There's a bunch of art projects in there that I'm working on. There's flower petals on the floor because I'm actually a gremlin. And I'll be cleaning those up. So, thanks for being here. Stay for a while, please. For me. Okay. I'm gonna close that window because it is loud as fuck. But this is my room. This is one angle of it. That is an art project that I'm working on, and this is a deflating balloon that I'm gonna fix. But I was making a gothic arch for my wall instead of being miserable, because that's what you do. And because I am broke is a joke, because when you're disabled in America, that's what happens. I made it out of those 99 cents or 89 cents thin paper boards that you get from Michael's or wherever, the dollar store. And I cut each one out with an X-Acto knife, and I've been slowly building that. So if you want to see little art vlogs or just sit and talk on a live stream at 2 a.m. or a more reasonable human time, I don't know what humans do. I'm one of them, but this is just a meat bag that doesn't sleep. But anyway, if you want to see art and sit and have cozy art time, just let me know. Yeah, but I started making my bed and I was just like, if you don't make any videos, then you can't be a YouTuber, so make a fucking video. So I'm just gonna finish making my bed and picking things up, and I might play some music. So, yeah. Gremlin. Okay. I'll also just explain things I did in my room once I tidy, but I have to tidy because I don't wanna, that's why. I cannot afford to buy a new sheet set, but the new theme for my room is blue. So the blue blanket on top is from my mommy. She passed away and there's like stuff there, so but that's my mommy's blanket. And underneath it is a blue sheet that I had since I moved here in 2019. And I put it there because it's blue and I'm sick of living in a white shell of a room. It looks a lot better than it did. And then that's my waffle blankie with the good texture. And it's June, so I'm just sleeping mostly in my sheets. What else? Oh yeah, I forgot to close the window. Hello, Mom. Good evening. Bye-bye. Just try not to break anything. Okay, here, I don't know why I sat down like that. I also would just like to mention, if you hear the inflection of my voice changing, it's also because, well, I'm mentally ill, and because I have a vocal cord motion disorder. So it might be low, it might be really high. I'm not like making my voice different on purpose, I'm just like that. Can't really hear myself speak. But anyway, this is the floor beside my bed. We have a wall and a window and curtains. And I'm turning out to be just as corny as my dad was. Which is good because I loved him so. There is a chicken on the floor. Oh shit, no, it's a rooster. Sorry, my bad. You could do. It's a rooster on the floor. And he doesn't go on the floor, so we're gonna clean him up. This is my ring light that my partner got me. I'm gonna bring you closer. Okay, I'll come to my nightstand. This is the other thing, so I can actually like do something with my life that I bought. This is my ring light that my partner bought me. Let me turn it off so you can actually see. That's not off. That's nothing. That's off. And I made a little cover for it. The cover is tracing paper with a twisty tie on the outside. And I made an origami lotus with the tracing paper. I think I used 12 sheets. And it's modular origami, which I really like. And you just do the same thing many times and then put it all together. But the reason I use the tracing paper is because it's transparent and the light can shine through it. And I wanted to have a little reading lamp here for when I'm reading, but I also didn't want to ruin the nice ring light that my partner bought me to motivate me to like actually make videos. Thanks, Jacob. So I just cover it and then the twisty tie just pops right on off. And the best part is if you make everything in your life out of paper, then you never have to get a credit card. You never go broke. Well, unless you're already broke, which I am. But you don't have to go broke having nice room decor or anything like that. You can literally just use school children paper and get creative. So I'm gonna put that back together. I guess I'm making multiple videos tonight because otherwise this is going to be quite a long video. So I guess welcome my room tour or whatever. For my birthday, my partner sent me this pretty little sun catcher. He says it's a bookmark, but I say it's a sun catcher. And I really like it. I think he did a really good job. I think this is from Beauty and the Beast, like the little cloche. And I've yet to hang it in my window, but I don't want to show you my window up close because I like living. Sometimes. And then the tag for that little ornament is 2 roses, and I could throw the tag out, or I could use them as bookmarks, or make a nice little wall decal for myself, so I'm going to keep them and figure out what to do with those. Underneath the chicken are 3 books. These 2 my partner got for me for my birthday. And the first one is The Story of King Arthur and His Knights by Howard Pyle. And it's shiny. Oh god. Well, if you're here, you're just gonna have to find out that I'm a freak and accept it. It's okay. I'm not as fairy as I seem on Reddit. I'm just a person. But the pages are gilded silver and it's got these nice end papers and like pretty illuminations on the chapters, so I'm really excited to read those. And then I asked him if he could maybe perhaps give me a single book for my birthday, and this dude got me this beautiful sun catcher and 2 books. 2! I'm so happy. This one is Le Morte d'Arthur, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table by Sir Thomas Malory. And this one's also shiny and pretty and has pretty illumination and gold gilded pages. And each chapter has a nice illustrated letter. So I think I'm going to read this one first and then this one around Christmas time. And the 3rd book on my nightstand is one that I'm actually reading, which is about asexuality. So it's Ace, What Asexuality Reveals About Desire, Society, and the Meaning of Sex by Angela Chen. Because I'm probably ace. I'm not going to go into detail about that because I don't have to. But yeah, my partner still loves me for who I am while I figure out whatever the heck is going on with me. And the bookmark for my book is a tea bag from the tea he sent me for Christmas time. So sometimes I collect one of each when he sends me tea in the mail of the packets that he sends, depending on the variety. And I'll either put them in my memory box or use them as bookmarks because I'm really sentimental and I really like that dude. It's absurd how much I like that dude. But yeah, that book is a rough read because when you're trying to find out who you are, especially like late, like 30, it's rough. Also, like, just full disclosure to weed out the people that don't want to be here. I'm not straight. I'm like, if a bunch of queer identities was in a trench coat and a little hat, and maybe a little clown nose, because like, it's cute. But yeah, if that's not your jam, yeah, okay. It's okay. You don't have to be here. I have to be here though. So I'm gonna love myself anyway. Anyway. I keep my meds down here. I'm not gonna show you that because like it has government information on it. And like lotions, toilet roll to blow my nose in the middle of the night, and chargers, and an alarm clock that I hate and never use. And yeah. This is actually transparent. If you hold it up in the sun, oh, it's just the sun of my neighbors. The walls are very thin because I live in a very cheap apartment. Anyway, if you hold this up in the sun, it's transparent. This is isn't that pretty? This is called kite paper. You can get it extremely cheap and just fold patterns and stick them on top of each other with glue or whatever you want. And it's usually sold for like kindergartners and stuff, but it's a really cute way to decorate your house. So right now I just have that stuck to my wall because I made it. And I stick things that I make to my walls. The stars here. Wobble wobble. It wobbled away. Okay, stop. Genuinely stop wobbling. Please. Oh, it worked. Okay. Sorry. I didn't make that face at you. I made it at the stand because it listened. The stars here are just, sometimes I like to use a piece of paper that I usually will throw away or hoard, but not in literal medical sense. Hoard, should use a different word. Sometimes I'll use a piece of paper to test my ink and paints on when I'm drawing. And I cut little stars out of these because I had a little star template. And I thought, wow, the inks are so pretty. And I don't want to just throw away pretty paper. So I made them into a little something for my wall because I'm not allowed to paint. This is my little wall of things that I care about and it's like a bulletin board if you couldn't afford a bulletin board or didn't want to buy one because you were really cheap. So that's a hairpin I made with butterflies that I bought off the internet because I'm willing to not be cheap about butterflies and hair accessories because it's hair. That's little me on Easter or something. That's an envelope from my partner, his handwriting on it. That's a couple years old. There's little mementos from gifts that he's gotten me that say different things, and birthday cards that he's gotten me, and little cutouts that I'll show you later when I show you my door. And this ghetto ass strip on the wall because again, I live in really cheap apartments and I'm very grateful for where I live because I have a roof over my head and it's all I can afford. But like it's minimal Jackson Pollock or whatever. Little letters I have from my partner Jacob, and stickers, and a little affirmation he told me to write for myself. I put a mirror, which now lives right next to my bed, and it says, Jacob says, I am not inadequate in any way. Which was very sweet of him. This is literally a printout thing that I got in a box for a dress I ordered. And this is a birthday wish that's faded that I made for myself like 3 years ago. Is a cubo-octahedron that I made out of graph paper, which it took me about 2 months to sit and try to figure out exactly how to do that on my own. I saw a picture on Pinterest. I'll try to insert it, but if I don't, it's because I didn't try. But I saw a picture on Pinterest of a mall in New York City, and I wanted that for my room, and it was pretty and shiny and I needed it. I'm gonna stand on my tiptoes. I turned out the light so that you can actually see it better. From every perspective, it looks the same, but I didn't have money to go and buy something like those nice stained glass stars or a real lamp, so I just made it. It's just a cord with a light bulb in it that I covered in notebook graph paper. And I was supposed to make something based on it, and that was just supposed to be the template. But by the time I had finished making the template, I was so tired of making it that I was just like, yeah, I'll just turn it into a lamp for now, and then later I'll replace it. But now the fact that it's basically school paper and scotch tape holding the whole thing together has kind of grown on me. So it just lives like that now. Boop. So when the light is on, or the placement that I have, my room's not done yet, but for now, these two strands are actually individual dandelion heads that I picked out in the park. And maybe one day I'll do a video on how to do this, but I didn't make it up, so it might be something you could go look for on like a tutorial on how to do it. Or we could sit in the park one day and I could string up dandelions and talk to you if you like that. But anyway, I just made my bread and now I'm messing it up. Each one of these is an individual dandelion, and what you do is when the dandelions are closed and they look like little paintbrush heads, you pick them, and you pick as many as you can because you need metric shit ton to make a garland like that. And then what I did was take sewing thread. You can get a really big spool of acrylic sewing thread and then make your whole life's personality based around everything that you could possibly do with scotch tape and sewing thread. And measure out how long you want it, and then at the butt of each of those little paintbrushes you picked, so the dandelion's yellow, and then the dandelion closes up, and then the life cycle means it'll open up again and you'll see these seeds and forward blooms. So you want to get it when it looks like this, right? And then it'll be green here, and then the tip will be white and fluffy like a little paintbrush or makeup brush. So just pick the little heads off those, string them up before they bloom, so you have less than 24 hours before they start opening up, become really fragile. And string up as many as you want. So this one at the top, I did last year in May, because that's dandelion season around here. And then this one, right underneath it, I did this May. And when you go to sleep, it's gonna look like a bunch of nothing, like little paintbrushes on a thread. But by the time you wake up in the morning, and if you stay up all night, you can watch them start to open and push themselves away from the wall in real time. When you wake up, or because I'm saying wake up because they're over my head in bed, you will have magic, basically. Wow, gosh, it really is hard to talk on camera. And in general, I guess. But yeah, that's just my dandelion garlands, which were free. And what you want to do when you first pick them for the first month, don't let any air run into them. So put them in a place where they're not going to have a direct airflow. So the air from the window is not going to hit those in this room. And over the course of the month, what they'll do is they'll tighten around the string, and the part that all the little seeds that you blow off are stuck to will dry like a dried flower, and those seeds will become more cemented into it. It's not permanent, but if you accidentally hit it with a fan, they won't go everywhere after about a month or a month and a half. It becomes more permanent and harder to crush them. So I've had this up here for a year, so I know it's pretty sturdy. So that's one of the traditions I like to do every May. I realize you can't see me, but also, like, I don't know how to film. Why do you expect me to know what I'm doing? You don't. I know, it's okay. Oh, I forgot something. I drew these in college, and I'm emotionally attached to them. And they're all long borders. Because I like longboarding, and I've been longboarding since I was 15 or 16. And I've been skateboarding since I was 13. So I'm not very good at skateboarding. Ready? Okay, go. these guys are all origami swallows that I made. So if you look up a tutorial, why is it so dark in this room? Oh right, it's always dark in this room. If you look up a tutorial for origami swallows, you're looking for one that looks like this. If you want to make these, they're intermediate, or at least to me they're intermediate. So this is the nice paper, and this is the regular origami paper. And you don't need origami paper to make these, you can make them out of anything. But I really have been enjoying these, and I've been making them for my room. And the more things you make out of paper, the less money you have to spend. This flower is dying on my head, and I think I have pollen in my hair, which is a very me thing to happen. Alright, you little pollen pod have to come out because you are an inconvenience. Y'all other guys can stay. Well, I'm a bee magnet now. It's the second time this has happened to something today. Be surprised. I just have these stuck to my wall with, well, not anymore, Scotch tape. Basically, my entire apartment is held together solely by Scotch tape and push pins, except for my curtains. This, we're not going to talk about. It is a portrait that's not right for the internet. What the hell? I knocked the star off. Alright, I'm gonna have to put actual tape on you again later. You're in time. Anyway, behind that portrait is an emergency pull cord in case I'm like dying or something. Because I'm disabled and I live in disabled housing. This usually covers this like this. Except I'm not gonna let you see what's on the other side for now. Might see it in the background because I'm too lazy to like change my whole apartment every time I make a video, but right now you don't need a close-up. This is a bear. This is a bear that my dad got me for Valentine's Day because when I was little, my parents used to celebrate Valentine's Day as an entire family. So my dad would buy me and my sister little Valentines every year that we had the money to do that. And this is the last one he bought for me before he passed away. And I really like that he's a little koala holding his ears like that. I think it's really sweet. And this shot is really dark, but also I said it was going to be realistic. If I didn't, you're hearing it now. My closet light blew out and I haven't replaced it yet. But eventually will be better lighting if I just turn on the closet light. So there's that. I could tell you the real story about how I got this back, or I could just tell you I got it back from my mother a long time ago. But I think I'll go with the second option. This is a teddy bear picture, probably from a dollar store in 1996. And it's a prayer. And I've had it in my room since before I was born, so I was determined to keep this. So when I did see it again, I took it. I took it from South Carolina all the way back home because it's mine and it's always been mine. I'm really glad that I did take it because there is no one left to give it back to me now. That sounded really dark, but like, I'm okay. I'm vaguely okay. These are balloons. I'm going to blow these up later, and you'll probably see that in a different video because this video is 36 minutes long, but you know what? If it's long, it's long. At least there is a video. This is my precious little memory box. So when I was in high school, I made this and I covered the box that I didn't like, which had this pattern on it. And I still have it. It's just like a cheap paper box with a nice sturdy metal handle. It's clearly overfilled. And I started a new one, but I still like shoving things in this one for some reason because I've had it since I was 16 and I'm 30 now. So, little me. Colored paper. I should probably Mod Podge this at some point, but I'm just scared to. And made a little temper trap poster and a little koi fish. And I signed my little name on it. And I think that says 2011 or 2014, I'm not sure. But that's back when mustaches and monocles were cool. So that's quite important to me. I have a lot of nice sentimental memorabilia on this nightstand. I say they're a nightstand, but I just have 2 IKEA step stools as my nightstands because they were cheap. This is my really dusty fan that I keep on at all times for sensory reasons and also because it's hot. And I am a massive fan of Molong Rabbit, so I have little Molong stickers everywhere in this apartment. Yeah, this is weird, it's like show and tell for a 30-something. This is my laptop. It's broken, so I have it tied together with some thread, but right now this thread is old, so it keeps loosening it and the whole thing pops open. But it's fine, I'm not buying a new laptop, I'm just gonna keep tying it together until it dies. So, these are my Halloween dinosaurs and costumes. And I love them, and that's it. This police box pillow was given to me by a friend in college at a time where I didn't know how to make friends, and spoiler alert, I still don't. This is Rex. He's the king. And he's also a Triceratops, which is my favorite dinosaur. And he's weighted, which helps a lot. This is my fish-shaped cow ornament. I don't know what else to say about that. I saw him in a thrift store one time, and well, now he's mine and he exists, that's all. He's deeply weird and maybe a bit unsettling, but I'm emotionally attached to him now, so that's life. That's basically just my closet, and this is my pride flag that I got from my first pride in 2017. And these ribbons are from a free kite that I got while flying kites at a beach. And that was really fun. That bear suit was supposed to be Rilakuma, and they sent me a different bear, but I never got rid of it because I'm too cheap, and I didn't want to risk the disappointment of ordering a Rilakuma bear suit to sleep in and to be cozy in fall and getting on a different bear. But yeah, sorry. I'm saying it that way for a reason. This is my closet. It has enough room for clothes and for me to stand in. And since I can stand in it, I guess it's a walk-in closet. For like 3 steps. And in it are clothes. What else goes in the closet? My kite is in it. And here, a matching weighted dinosaur plush that looks like an axolotl. His name is Axel, and he belongs to my partner, but I have to ship it overseas to England for him to get it. So Axel waits. I collect these Valentine's Day boxes, and I like to put little trinkets in it. And I keep all my Valentine's Day decorations in here because I really, really love holidays. So my room and my whole apartment changes every single time there's a holiday. So if you want to see like a video of me actually decorating my apartment for different holidays or seasons, just let me know and I will start uploading those. But some of these, I'm gonna try not to talk and touch paper at the same time that way. Sorry. It's not this one. Some of these have roses in them, and because they were stored in a chocolate box, they just smell like chocolates and roses. Those boxes are actually holding the kite in place so that it doesn't fall down, so they kind of have to stay there somewhat. These, oh, it smells so good, are my dried roses. I collect dried flower petals from every bouquet that I've ever bought myself or ever gotten, and I've been doing that since a while ago when somebody sent me a bouquet for my birthday for the first time. It smells really good, I'm sorry. I love opening this every February, and sometimes I'll get new roses, but yeah, it just makes me happy. Don't mind the ominous Afro doll back there. I'll show you her, but I like her a lot. I just don't know where to put her yet, so she's living in the closet like I used to. Sorry. Anyway, she's cute and a really good childhood friend for some reason out of nowhere sent me her, and I would like to make her a new dress at some point. She sent her to me because she said I look like her, which is really flattering. This doll is like a supermodel. I am not a supermodel. It's a Happy Meal. It's a Minecraft Happy Meal that I kept from the Minecraft premiere, I think literally last year in April, because I love Minecraft and I also love free things. This is also my other memory box, which came from a Lush Christmas box. So if I get one of those with the pretty patterns, I keep it. And then every year, even though I can't afford to buy lots of gifts or things like that, I will put my pretty decorated empty boxes underneath my Christmas tree and cover up the Christmas tree stand like that. And it's not like sad or anything, it just makes me feel nice, and I don't have a tree skirt. And this is also my new memory box to put stuff in. So it's got old photos. That's my travel bags and duffel bags and stuff. I actually have a really cool vintage at this point Converse duffel bag that they don't make anymore, from when I played basketball in middle school. I was terrible, by the way. And this is my hoard. Top spending my hoard of flowers. You know how I said I collected every bouquet I've ever gotten since one year I got sent one for my birthday? This is those. I've also collected every flower that's come into this house because I clearly really love flowers. The problem is, this bag is quite full, so I don't know what to do with all of these flowers. They smell so good. There's everything from dried lilies, roses, buttercups, sunflowers, sunflower petals at least, Queen Anne's lace, lilies in here. So in the summertime, because it's at the top of my closet, all of my clothes smell like a hodgepodge of dried flowers, and it's really, really quite pleasant. And there's no room spray that can replicate my flower hoarding problem. Yeah. I might scatter them, but I actually don't think I will. I think maybe a really big jar. Or I was thinking about making little origami sachets and putting them everywhere in my apartment so the whole apartment can smell like flowers. This little one is from a single bouquet my partner sent me. He had a Halloween bouquet custom made for me. He called from overseas to a local florist in my town and had them make me a Halloween themed bouquet just simply because I liked it and he cares about me. So I keep those separate because that smells specific as opposed to that one. And sometimes I just like to open the bag and have it. I'm not gonna lie to you. The flowers smelled so good that I just wanted to keep smelling them. So for a depiction of how that goes, this is my bike. We don't talk about her. I made a sleigh bed out of lights for my bed because I do not have a headboard or anything. And I just wanted it to feel like a real bedroom. So I did that. These balloons I put up for my birthday and I blew them up myself and it was like $3. Oh, also, the floor is really creaky because, again, I'm broke. So, like, if you hear that, this isn't one of those super aesthetic, super polished YouTube videos. It's probably not going to be that kind of channel because, one, I can't afford for things to look perfect, and two, I am seriously not perfect, so rustic. But anyway, these balloons I just blew up and I made a loop out of sewing thread, the same acrylic sewing thread, and then I put painter's tape on the top of the balloon, attached it to it, and then I put painter's tape up on my popcorn ceiling, or at least textured ceiling, and surprisingly that sticks to it. So this one is on a push pin, and this one is on painter's tape. And I put a star above it to cover up the painter's tape, and the star is also made out of paper. And I chose primary colors because I thought that would just make me happy. And then the little stars dappled across the ceiling and on things here. Those are just more kite paper, cut down and cut into squares, and they're, well, cut into stars. So I kind of like them because they're wonky and they don't have any real pattern, and they were really cheap to make. I'll show you a close-up after this, but above my bed I've been hand painting birds. So actually I'll get some down and show you now. This is a little bird I hand painted this year because I was going through horrific seasonal depression, and I also found out that once it got warmer it's still there, so I'm going to keep making little things for my room. But I realized maybe I was sad because I needed colors, because if I don't have colors I feel like I'm dying or whatever. Oh, totally forgot to mention, but that is washi tape hanging from that one, and all the little ribbons on the balloons are ribbons I got from a cut-off grab bag on Etsy where you pay like $7 and you get a bunch of silk ribbons and stuff. And I bought those a couple years ago for my hair. So if there's any balloons that look like they have streamers, I didn't buy that specifically this year. everything has a different purpose, and I try to buy as little as I can to save money, and also because you get more creative when you can't just spend money. Case in point, more thread. And this little baby. And he's wonky, but when you hang him up, it's okay, you don't really notice he's wonky. But I painted him, and he's a little silvery, so when he rotates on the thread, he shines a little bit. I took origami paper. I cut out 3 pieces. So there is this part, which I folded in half, and then 2 pieces for the wings that get stuck together with Elmer's glue. And then it's watercolor and ink that I painted these guys with. So they're all over my ceiling in my bedroom. And if you stand back, you don't see that I did a maybe not that great job at making or painting them. And he's super lightweight and blows if you direct a fan at him, because he's about as thin as notebook paper, and you could probably make him out of notebook paper if you want to. You don't need a specific pattern or anything, just think about how a bird works and use Elmer's glue. But yeah, these are my birds that I made to fight my depression. I'm also in therapy. I'm just gonna throw this on my bed and then have to cope with the fact that I just tried to clean my room, and then no, I'm just gonna put it back up now. I painted this guy using ink and watercolors again, so acrylic inks. And I also made him out of balled up paper and masking tape and some Elmer's glue paper mache, but like super beginner elementary school level. So he's a little lumpy and wonky, but I think he's very pretty. And he's a kingfisher, which is one of my favorite birds. So much so that I have a kingfisher tattoo on my arm. And I think that I did a pretty good job for not really having done anything like this before. So, I'll show you his back. I just put a screw in him and hung him with some fishing line, which cost like $3. Inexplicably, there is that thing on the ceiling. So I didn't use a push pin, I just wrapped the fishing line around whatever that terrifying thing is. This is my birthday door. I took origami paper and I cut out each of these shapes in like a stack of paper. And now every year I just stick them to my door, and that's that. That's what those are. One year, while living here, I made a bunch of origami cranes for my birthday, and at the time, my favorite color was yellow. I think I also got this shirt at the thrift store for $2.99, which is just an oversized men's shirt, and it's very comfy. And then these are just graduation tassels from high school and middle school that I still have for some reason, and I just thought they make the door look prettier because it's not a very nice door. But like, at least it's a door, you know. I'll show you that from the other side, because I will show you the hall, because I might as well. But those are just birthday decorations I made on this side. All of these stars here are also just the kite paper cut into wonky little stars as decorations. And these butterflies I cut out of the seed catalog. So this one is out of a picture of lettuce. This one came from a picture of zucchini or cucumbers. And this one is actually artichokes. This is my thermostat. It's, if you see cracks in the wall, it's also low income housing, so that's that. This is a free postcard I got from Jessica Rue Illustration. That came with a sticker I ordered from them, so it's really cool that they gave me free extra little art just for ordering a sticker for my water bottle. And this is just a ribbon that I got on a package for the birthday dress I ordered last year. If you want to see the actual dress and the hair, then I do have a video up from last year around this time in June where I show you how I did my birthday hair for last year. If you want to see how I did my birthday hair for this year, just let me know and I will try to make a tutorial of it. Just so that you actually know what you're asking for, I'll try to insert a picture, as long as I know how to do that, of what my birthday hair looked like this year. Okay. You're gonna see yourself. Don't get freaked out. It's just like a mirror. You okay? It's a mirror. It's spooky wooky wooky. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not. So these are the other birds that I painted this year around March, and they're also silvery. And these came out a lot better because they're 2D. But I painted both sides of them specifically so I could hang them in my mirror and you're not just seeing white paper behind them. But my partner had gotten me a watercolor set a while ago, and he also a couple years ago got me watercolor paper. So I used those this year to try to cope with some bad mental health, and I painted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these birds, and I will go and point the camera at my mirror from my bed in a second so you can actually see them. But I'm actually pretty proud of them and I think they look 3D. They're supposed to look like swallows, but swallows don't look like this, and that's okay. I was getting a little sick of how my mirror was decorated before, so I redecorated. If I'm stepping weirdly, it's because there's a bunch of flower petals on my floor because I'm me. And they're drying and I'll pick them up later, and I know the floor isn't the best place to do that, so sorry. But oops. This is another of the same origami birds that I folded out of a lottery ticket. These are the same purple stars that I mentioned that I make for my hair from another video. Why did bending down put me out of breath? That's so weird. Okay. This is a harmonica that my dad gave me that has an interesting story behind it that I'm not going to tell you about. But it's very special and dear to me because I have very few things left over from my childhood because I lost almost everything. I have my mother's blanket, the little Valentine's Day koala bear, the picture, and my harmonica. I can't play though. It's one of those little first act ones with lots of dents in it. This is gonna sound a little bit gross, but if I get like baked scallops from the store, when I'm done eating them, I will just throw these in the sink, scrub them with dish soap and soak them, and then just use them as summer decorations because free and poor. Yeah. I can buy nice things sometimes, but I really can't most of the time, so I try to be clever and do silly little things like this. And I think, although this came from food, which the food came from the ocean, so it's the same thing, I just think it's kind of pretty. These little silver stars I made out of candy wrappers. And the quotes on my mirror that I wrote for my birthday are from Merlin, because that's for free on Tubi right now and it's a really good series. And I never really got to watch it before. So it says, "The love that binds us is more important than the power we wield. and I thought that was something that I wanted to think about for my 30th birthday. And the other one is, nobility is defined by what you do and not by who you are. This is a train! This is a Lionel replica that I got for $16 at a local thrift store on an impulse buy that I let myself have because I was having a really sad day. It was my dad's birthday and I always miss him on his birthday. But it's very nice to touch. It is very nice to actually use as a toy. And it is a replica, like, Hallmark ornament from, I think, 2002 of the comet train that used to run in New Jersey back in maybe the 30s or the 40s. I might be wrong, but it was a steam train. And these are not the original colors that Lionel made the train with. However, the colors are just so pretty, and I really wanted it because it's just quite nice, and the colors of the other trains that the seller at the thrift store booth in the store was selling were mostly just black or yellow. And I would like to get my partner a matching one when I have enough money, and he said that he wants a black one. So I did not forget about him. And that's it for my mirror, except for I'm getting really into Gothic architecture and medieval stuff because I watched Merlin. And that's also why I have the Arthur books that my partner sent me. But this was tracing paper, colored pencil, and Sharpie, and a little bit of acrylic ink that I had. You can't really see the silver. But I wanted to make little heraldic pennants for myself that are kind of clear when you hold them up to a light. I have C&A right now for my initials. The V came out bad, so I'm gonna redo that one, and I still have to do the O. So let me back up and show you my mirror. Aforementioned mirror. So that is the cardboard, or the very small paper board and painter's tape, sticking together the Gothic window that I've slowly been making. All of those cutouts are there because I'm going to make rose windows and little stained glass windows for my bedroom to sort of make the mirror look bigger. So on the center is just the original mirror, and you can probably tell that because it's only surrounded by paper, but I just wanted something different without spending a lot of money, so that's what I came up with. And I spent a lot of time on a couple of rainy days right at the beginning of spring on my living room floor with Merlin on in the background, cutting this out little section by little section. Down here is my dad's hat and my old National Honor Society pins on it from when I was in college, which I did not graduate. I left my third year, first on medical leave, and then I left completely because I was really sick in many ways. Yeah, and then more swallows. The silver ones are made out of candy wrappers, and these are just origami paper again. I don't know if I'm in frame, but these are sentimental, unwearable Converse that my grandma bought me when I was in the 6th grade, and anything she's ever bought me I have kept. Any card she's ever sent me I have kept. To be honest with you, I don't talk to her anymore because she's, well, you know, that's none of anybody's business. However, I still love her, and I still cherish everything she's ever gotten me, to the point where I still have a pair of completely destroyed sneakers that she bought me in the 6th grade, and they're extraordinarily important to me. and I just feel so special that she spent her hard-earned money on little me like that. So it isn't that I don't love her, it's just sometimes you get estranged from family members to protect yourself, and that's all that you can do. Sometimes the people we love aren't the greatest people, and I'm not the greatest people, so I don't expect them to be, but I do expect to be treated kindly, consistently, and buying grandkids or your kids things isn't the same thing as showing them love. But unfortunately, I think there's a lot of people in the world that think that they love each other, but they don't understand what love means. And I don't think that's necessarily their fault. It's just no one ever showed them, so they never learned. That sounded more heavy than I intended. Eventually I'm going to fill this wall back in with all the drawings that I used to have here. Don't mind that, those are just flower petals. I mentioned that. Okay, we good. Yeah, and my little string lights there are one of the only light sources I have in my room. So that's my main light source because there's no ceiling light in my bedroom. And there are little bunting on them, and that is also bunting that I made out of really cheap origami paper. I sat there and I cut out hundreds of diamonds in different colors, strung them on thread, and arranged them in rainbow order so I could have a nice little bunting for my birthday. And I think I made those back in 2020, and every year I roll them back up again because I made them. And even if they're made out of paper, doesn't mean that they're garbage. And they still make me happy, so I kept them. That chair there is a Lincoln rocker. I think it's very vintage. If you hear my voice, I'm getting hoarse because I literally am not used to talking this much. And it kind of hurts to talk a lot, and it always has. But that is a Lincoln rocker. I have it propped up, but it has a really low back, and it's called a Lincoln rocker because it's the same style of rocking chair that Abraham Lincoln was murdered in when he was shot through the back of a chair in the theater. So that's a fun fact, but I thought it was a really beautiful chair, and I got it for free. One of my neighbors up on the main road in my little town was putting this out on the curb for somebody to take, and I saw it and I walked all the way home after walking uptown, got my car, which I'm really lucky to have, and I tried to put it in the car, and this really cool, super freaking strong older gentleman picked it up and put it in the car, and then I was like, oh wow, when people say old man strength, they weren't lying. This dude was like super strong because I had so much trouble picking up this chair by myself. But once I got it home, I put it in the elevator and I brought it upstairs, and now it is here. I really like that it has a floral pattern, and it's technically in the Pan Pride colors. And sitting there is Mr. Frog on the right, so that guy. And Mr. Frog, once again, is a little stuffed toy my grandma got me many years ago in high school. And he used to be more vibrant, and he has a little rainbow tummy. I'll bring him up a bit closer to you. This is Mr. Frog, and that's really on the nose. He has a rainbow tummy and arms and legs, and my grandmother got me him. I don't remember what for, but I know that he's very special and I love him very much. And this is Freddo. My partner sent me Freddo for Christmas very recently, and I think it was a year or two ago. 2 years ago. And he has a cute little Santa hat, and he had sent me a little file of him taking pictures with Freddo going about his day-to-day life, and on his bicycle and stuff, like he was going on an adventure, and that was really cute. And then he sent me a link to like Inger or Photo Bucket so I could see them going on adventures. Now I have Freddo, and I just think he's really sweet, and since he sent me the chocolates to try, I actually quite like the little chocolates. And I kind of get the hype in England about Freddo. So this is Christmas Freddo in June, and Mr. Frog, my beloved. Some of the pictures on the wall, most of them are drawn by me in life drawing classes that I've taken in the past. And also 2 of them were drawn by my partner, and I would like to get them hung up more permanently, but right now I'm rearranging my room, so I will get those up later. But the ones that I did are in ink or charcoal or pencil, or the watercolor drawings are in Conti crayon. But they're mostly figure drawings and faceless studies they used to do from like a new drawing class. Before I left school, I was an English major with a minor in creative writing and another minor in fine art. So this is my birthday camera because I struggle with seeing myself on camera, which is probably why you haven't seen me on camera in a while. Especially with the built-in AI stuff on cameras that you can't take off anymore. And that really bothers me, so I bought this old sort of toy camera. It's the Fujifilm Quick Snap. And I've been taking pictures for my 30th birthday because I want to remember myself for how I am, not for how an AI camera thinks I look. And I know there's no accurate representation of what a person looks like on camera, but I just wanted to feel like me, and the version of me that I like the best is the one that is real. So yeah, I've been commemorating. I've got 3 pictures left, and that is for my cake. Yeah, I'm really glad I bought this. It's also covered in bunny stickers as well. But when I go to send it back to get the film developed, I will take the stickers off, put them on the little box it came in, and put the whole thing in my memory box. I have a little nightstand here, and this nightstand, well, it's more of a table. This table is just one of those level it air purifier boxes. And I just cover it with a Lush knot wrap I got in like 2017. So I have a little table to put stuff on, because buying a table for one tiny little place would have been quite expensive, and I wanted to eat sushi for my birthday, so I had a box underneath the bed, and that's what we got. I mainly just put tea and little things on that little box, but not anything crazy. I guess if you want to know, it's lilies, rose petals, and chrysanthemum flowers on my bedroom floor. I forgot to mention this guitar I got when I was in high school when I thought I wanted to be a guitarist. Turns out, I thought guitars looked cool. I did not want to practice. I just wanted a guitar, but I kept it. This is actually the second guitar I had. The first one I had was a really cheap first act guitar that my foster mom took me to pick out. This one was the first big thing besides my skateboard, which I'll show you maybe in another video, and maybe I'll even do a longboarding vlog. That would be fun. I'll show you the total 1, 2, or 3 tricks that I know. Anyway, this is one of the first things, big purchases I ever bought with my own money. And I really love it. And it's an Ibanez. It's just covered by the little hat. And back in, I don't know, 2011, 2012, or 2013, I think it was $245, which is a lot of money for a 16-year-old back then. especially a 16-year-old in foster care. But I was very, very proud of it, and it's got a built-in tuner and everything. And so I dust it. I mildly neglect it with little birds and stuff on it. It's sort of a bulletin board. Sometimes I pick it up and I play it, and my partner will show me songs to play over video chat. And one of the ones I was learning recently that I have not practiced is My Own Summer by Deftones, but sometimes it's comforting to just pick it up and strum it. I don't strum, actually. I'm bad at chords. But play it. I did learn, because my partner got me replacement strings, how to replace the strings on my guitar, because by then I'm pretty sure the strings were like 14 years old, 13? But I don't have wire cutters, so the new strings are just haphazardly and hazardly coiled up at the top of the neck here. And clearly, it really needs to be tuned, but I don't really plan on playing it right now or anytime soon. So I will tune it when time comes. That's basically my room. I do have one last thing to show you. I think it's really cool. I have this little water effects light that I got on Amazon back in like 2017, which is the last time I had money. Well, that's not true. I saved up a lot of money and bought a car for myself in 2023, but the last time I had like real money, I bought a little light display thing on Amazon, and I try not to buy anything from Amazon unless it's an emergency now, because evil. And maybe one day I'll be a real YouTuber and they can offer to sponsor me and I can say, no, you're evil. So there's that. But it's nearly 10 years old, so the cord is falling apart. So I just taped it with painter's tape like I do all my electronics. And I should probably buy electrical tape. I shouldn't be that cheap. But yeah, it works. And I think you could use any old-fashioned USB to whatever the heckaroni this is. Wow. I used to watch that girl that does nice makeup tutorials. I think I got heckaroni from her. But yeah, it just looks like this. It's a little dinged up because it's old, but it still works and it's taped, and yeah, I'm gonna plug it in. I'm going to go on my bed and I'm just gonna show you what that looks like. It also comes with some sound settings, which is the ocean, the forest, and crickets and babbling brook. But I like the cricket setting the most. Typically, I just keep it all the way off. It also has an aux cord so I can play music on it, but I don't tend to do that. You can see what I like the crickets. It has different modes. I should turn all the lights off to do this. It has a short apparently, so I have to be very steady. It has different modes, so this nice rainbow mode. The green and red mode. Sorry, that was blue and red. blue mode, which is the one I like right now. Green mode, the other mode I really like, that's really spooky. And the strobe light dance party 2 a.m. I can't sleep mode, where I dance with my headphones and until I'm sweating and need a shower. You might not be able to see it very well, but at night, my ceiling is blue, and it casts the shadows of all the birds that I handmade onto the ceiling, so there's double. So this is what my room looks like at night. And I think it's kind of magical, especially since I basically made it out of paper. I will also show you what happens when I turn on the fan when my room is basically in this mode, I'm gonna call it. So, I put those up there and lots of things on my ceiling. So at night, when I can't sleep or if I'm having nightmares because of the PTSD, I open my eyes. Instead of seeing nothing, I see stars and birds. I think it's a little way to love myself, even if I don't have much. It's reassuring to wake up in the middle of the night after horrific dreams where there's magic on my ceiling that I made to comfort myself, and I think that's really nice. But yeah, the dogs are not for free. I'm gonna put those away. That's my bedroom for now. That's it. Really, genuinely, thank you for watching. And if you would like to subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. I'm not the most consistent person with uploading, but I am trying to be better while dealing with mental health and some physical health issues right now. And yeah, I would like to be an honest, genuine person that shares their life online and somehow manages to make a better life out of that, because right now I feel like as a disabled person, that's all I can do to find my place in the world. And I'm 30, so I just want to try and see what I can do. So if you do choose to stay, honestly, thank you. Genuinely, thank you. I will probably be making more hair videos, talking about fun hair facts. If you want to know more about me and my hair, I'm Alice_Fell on Reddit. I think you have to type in u/A Alice_F Fell on Reddit, and you'll know it's me because you'll see me and lots of hair, a metric ton of hair. And I'll talk about my natural hair journey on there, and I will do some more on hair. But yeah, even if you don't stay, I'm grateful and thank you for watching. This was scary. I'm gonna stop doing the scary thing now. Bye. Steady? Yeah. Okay. Perhaps I should make outtakes. We good? We good. If you hear traffic outside, that's cars and shit. So, yeah. I don't like it when people ring my doorbell. I don't really like to hang out, and I don't like people showing up unannounced, like a day creature or something. But anyway,